the second part of this is to be more into the integration areas of the traps and scapulas and be more specific for exercises to those areas. So the first area we'll talk about is the scapulas, which are again your shoulder blades. We want those shoulder blades to pin themselves together. We want them to try to touch those shoulder blades, okay? And again, kids of this age should be able to come pretty close to, I always talk to older people about trying to break a finger as it fits in between the two shoulder blades. A lot of times they have a real problem because they've gotten like this. And you'll have a lot of your kids are like this already because of the fact that they've been playing so much Nintendo and computer work and all that kind of stuff, and the games and so forth. So they're going to be a lot of your kids that are kind of like this. And what you're going to try to do is get them into good posture. And when you do that, the scapulas or shoulder blades are going to be pinned back. And as I indicated before, I don't want them just kind of. I want them uncomfortably pinning them back so tight that they are going to stretch out the chest muscles. And you can, for most of them, they can grab and pull, but with their hands together like this, and pull those scapulas back and get them where they feel. And now when they do this, okay, what's going to happen is you're getting them now ready to get into a good football or athletic position, because as soon as I exaggerate pulling them back like this, what happens now is my obliques get integrated, my weight goes right into my feet, particularly into the heel, the inside part of the heel of my foot, and that allows me now to move forward, back, or right or left easily without leaning forward, stepping forward, and then moving. Now when I'm back in good scapular contraction and I go to move, my movements and my hips open up so much easier because I'm right over my feet. So it's very important to learn and get them so that it becomes habitual that those scapulas are pulled back. So one of your warm-up exercises might be in this position here, just pulling as hard as I can and trying to get those shoulders to disappear as much as possible and pin the scapulas together. Again, changing, working the height of the hands, work it again from the butt cheeks up to the waist, and learn to, again, now get the traps involved as well. So just a simple thing that they can do to again, on their own, and they can get their posture in a much better position to actually function athletically. All right, now integrating the traps is, we've already done the scapulas, but as you notice, as I pulled the hands up closer to the belt buckle, the traps start working. So the scapulars are back, the traps are integrating and bulging right from here out of the neck. And as we talked before, if they're bulging in the correct way and my head's in the correct position, the neck now is encapsulated by the traps, and that's where your security comes from. And by keeping the face up, all right, and the traps integrated into the movement and the scapulas back and being in a good posture, I now am protecting the neck and encasing the neck. So scapular contraction, trap contraction we've done. Now to get the neck involved into these movements, all right, I'm going to just bring the traps up, scapulas back, and move my head right, move my head left, and I can go through, I'm not going to repeat the positions, but I can go through rear delt, medial, anterior. So again, I get to go through the same movements now that we did earlier with the neck only, and now have the head neck muscles only, and now have them do it with the traps actually engaged. So my spiral, and so on. Now, by pulling these up at the same time, I could just pull my elbows back and up as I'm moving back and forth. Go right with the head left, go right trap with the head right, go left trap with the head left, left trap, head right, okay? And again, I can move and change positions, spirals, do all the stuff that we did earlier. All right, so now once we've gotten through this, the last position, of course, is to get into besides the position of posture, normal, good standing posture, is now just have them flex the ankles and knees and keep it flat back, keep the scapulas pulled back, and keep the head up. And now we've got them in a good football position, good athletic position. The weight, they should feel, if they're in good posture, they should feel the weight all over the foot with weight into the inside of the heel, okay? And if they don't, then they're not in good posture. So again, exaggeration is always the next thing to getting performance, because if they don't, if they're already have bad habits, we've got to break those bad habits, and we've got to break them to the plus side. So you have to over-exaggerate. You remember I used to always talk to you guys about turning your toes in, and again, that was again to loosen your hips up and so forth, so that you weren't too duck-toed and had too much weight going in the wrong position off the feet.